Why is paying so addictive? The truth about buy now, pay later. Spending money isn't just an action, it's an emotion. It's that little jolt of energy when you press submit order or swipe your card at checkout. The rush when the your order is on its way notification pings your phone. We all know the moment. You add something to your cart, maybe a new pair of sneakers or a bottle of fancy face wash, and for just an instant the possibilities bloom. Who will you be wearing this? How will life feel owning that? For one shining moment, it feels like the world is yours, and money is just a tool for unlocking happiness. But what is it really that makes spending money so addictive? Why do even the most rational among us get swept up in the magic of a single click, the promise of buy now, pay later? And why, in this golden age of split payments and easy credit, does it feel easier than ever to buy what we want, even when we can't really afford it? Here's a confession. I once financed a bottle of body wash. Yep, a normal bottle of liquid soap you could pick up with spare change. But there it was, Afterpay at checkout, grinning at me. Just 4 easy payments. $81 split into 4 chunks suddenly seemed almost reasonable. The financial guilt faded, replaced by the sense of power, freedom. The kind that belongs to people with black Amex cards. The kind that lets you splurge without thinking twice. I've used Klarna for concert tickets, Afterpay for random Amazon gadgets. And each time, the wallet didn't scream as loud as it used to, because hey, future me can worry about the rest. But hold up, let's zoom out for a second. Take a look at the big picture. America's consumer debt, tracked over the past decade. In 2024, total non-housing consumer debt in the U.S. soared beyond $5 trillion. $5 trillion. That's enough to outright buy every NFL, NBA, and MLB team combined, not just once, but 10 times over. And what's fueling this towering mountain of debt? It isn't just mortgage payments and car loans. It's everyday splurges, stuff that, a generation ago, you'd probably pay for with pocket money if you bought it at all. Everywhere you look, companies are finding sneakier ways to lure you in, convince you to hand over dollars, even if they're not actually in your bank account yet. Hidden fees, psychological nudges, and at the center of it all, the buy now, pay later revolution. A rebranding of old layaway schemes built for the digital age, surgically engineered to tap into our most impulsive spending habits. Let's break it down. Say you're buying a $100 pair of sneakers. Instead of coughing up the full amount, you throw down $25 today. The shoes show up 3 days later, gleaming in your hands. What do those sneakers cost in your mind? Not $100. Not really. They cost $25 today, and when the bills hit later, well, that's future you's problem, right? Let's unravel the mystery. What is buy now, pay later really doing to your brain, and why is it growing so fast? Think about your last online checkout experience. Right beside your order total, you see a shiny new button. Split your purchase. Pay in 4 interest-free payments. Services like Klarna, Afterpay, Affirm, these are the biggest players, but there are dozens more. BNPL is short-term financing, designed for everyday shopping, with none of the baggage that comes with traditional loans. Instant approval. 0 interest if you pay on time. No credit check most of the time. And the best part? You get your stuff in hand right away before you've even paid half of it off. It might feel like a 21st century invention, but the bones go way back. Old school layaway was a thing in your grandma's day. Kmart, Sears, the corner appliance store. You'd put down a deposit, make steady payments for weeks or months, and only once the item was paid off would you get to take it home. Buy now, pay later, it's all right there in the name. This time, you get the loot first, and the payment comes later. BNPL is more than just a payment option. It's a cultural phenomenon riding 3 seismic shifts. First, everything's financialized now. We lease our iPhones, stretch out $6 lattes, split up car repairs into tiny, manageable nibbles. The idea of 0 down, pay later has crept into every corner of our daily lives, making us more comfortable than ever with the idea of betting on the future instead of paying in the present. Second, spending has gone social. In the age of TikTok hauls and Instagram unboxings, there is intense pressure to keep up, to join the party, to show that you can treat yourself too. If you want to live like the influencers you follow, BNPL lets you play. At least it feels that way. Ultra-fast fashion, concert tickets, luxury skincare, the latest Xbox, suddenly they're all within reach, no matter your bank balance. Third, revenge spending is real. After pandemic lockdowns, after years spent stuck at home watching the world on pause, people want to make up for lost time. Restaurants, airlines, and retailers have seen a surge in demand as cooped-up shoppers burst onto the scene and make purchases, sometimes the kinds they would have skipped before. Mix all that with low financial literacy, especially among young adults, and you get a perfect storm. BNPL wasn't just a fad, it exploded in popularity. In 2019, around $2 billion worth of purchases ran through these apps. By 2021, $24 billion. By 2025, the industry's projected to crack a whopping $122 billion. But come on, what's the risk? If there's no interest, as long as you pay on time, can it really be so bad? Let's stack buy now, pay later up against its more infamous cousin, the credit card. With credit cards, you fill out applications, submit to a credit check, and face the wrath of 20% plus interest rates if you mess up. BNPL? Instant approval, no hard credit pull, and usually no interest if you stick to their schedule. Awesome, as long as everything goes according to plan. But that's the trick. The system is set up to make you trip. The companies count on it. Late BNPL payments can trigger multiple penalties. $2, $8, even as much as $15 per missed payment. For bigger purchases, penalty fees can reach up to 25% of what you bought, turning a bargain into a budget buster in seconds. Research shows that a full third of BNPL users miss at least one payment. More than half, over 60%, are already juggling credit card debt at the same time. Nearly 30% of BNPL users are 18 to 24 years old, just starting out, still learning how credit and debt actually work. And at every step, BNPL providers are making bank. They collect merchant swipe fees, sometimes 4% per purchase, far more than credit cards. They rake in late fees from missed payments. They package and sell your shopping data, telling other companies exactly what you're buying and when. Sometimes they even bundle up your debt into complex financial products, selling that risk to outside investors. Yes, it's trickier and more profitable than it even sounds. Let's play this out with a real-world example. You're craving the latest iPhone. List price, $1,000. You could pay up front, no fuss, and it's done. Or reach for a credit card, but with a 22% APR, if you're slow to repay, even making small minimum payments only, you could shell out nearly $1,500 over 5 years. Afterpay, on the other hand, lets you pay just $250 today, then split up the other 3 payments over 6 weeks. Seems like a score, especially if you think you'll have the rest of the cash handy by then. But here's how it gets dangerous. That first Afterpay experience goes so smoothly that you do it again, and again, and again. Before you know it, you're financing 10 different purchases a month: clothes, electronics, groceries, takeout, even a $15 burrito on DoorDash, because yes, Klarna is accepted on DoorDash now. This is what's called loan stacking. Multiple open BNPL microloans at once. According to data from 2022, 63% of BNPL users had more than one loan running at a time. It's a house of cards. Miss a few payments, and suddenly you're staring down dozens of penalties, a half dozen automatic withdrawals, and the realization that you're less in control than you thought. How do these companies get you on the hook? It's all about checkout psychology, a cocktail of design tricks brewed to bypass your natural resistance. First, they minimize the pain of paying. It hurts to part with money. Scientists call this the pain of payment. But slicing a bill into tiny pieces makes that pain feel weaker, less real. Just $25 today? That's lunch money, not sneakers. Next, instant gratification takes the wheel. You don't have to wait until you've saved up, like you would with traditional layaway. You get the rush up front, and the bill comes later, when the excitement's faded and you're busy thinking about the next shiny thing. Add a dash of artificial urgency. Only 3 left in stock. Limited time offers. Buy in the next 12 minutes for free shipping. Countdown timers and eye-catching banners are no accident. They scramble your brain, making it harder to reflect, pause, or say no. Then there's good old-fashioned visual manipulation. Bright, playful checkout buttons. BNPL options colored to outshine basic pay now or use credit card options. Tools like these are built for one thing, to make the default, financing, feel less risky than it really is. None of this is accidental. Every swipe, every button, every pop-up offer is designed to help you buy faster and more impulsively. So, is buy now, pay later always a black hole? Not necessarily. If you're organized, disciplined, and only use BNPL when you have the full amount set aside already, it's harmless. Maybe you're traveling and want to keep some cash liquid for emergencies. Maybe you hit a legitimate one-off expense. So long as you understand your budget, know when and how you'll pay the rest, and never, ever use BNPL to fund basic necessities or a daily coffee habit, it can be useful. But the trouble starts, and spreads, when you use it to cover needs, not wants. Groceries on Afterpay, gas on Klarna, a $16 burrito split into 4 payments. At that point, you're borrowing from your future paycheck just to live in the present. The best habits? Never spend money you don't already have. Avoid stacking multiple BNPL loans. Those micro-debts snowball quickly, and managing them gets nightmarish. Treat every payment plan like cash. If it's not in your hand, don't click approve. And most important of all, keep building your financial literacy. The more you know about how these systems work, the better you'll be at resisting manipulation. Remember, these companies have spent millions figuring out how to hack your psychology, how to turn the act of spending into a rush, not a burden. But now, you hold the playbook. So why is spending so addictive? Because it's engineered to be. Buy now, pay later is just the latest in a long line of tools designed to separate you from your cash. The next time you check out and see that pay in 4 option, pause. Ask yourself, is this really making life easier or just tomorrow harder? Because while the BNPL revolution makes it look easy to buy what you want, when you want, the bill always comes due. And that's a reality check worth paying attention to. And if you're curious how the rich use debt to their own advantage, funding race teams and buying entire companies, stay tuned. Because in the world of economics, there's always another twist waiting. For now, keep decoding, stay sharp, and remember, your money, your rules.